Yeah, what's good, everyone? Grand Rising. This is Artist of Truth coming to you with another vlog entry. Pardon me. I'm just looking at my dog. I'm like wondering, like, Negro, what the world you doing? Hey, baby. My baby he's too much. Look at you. You just handsome and all over the place, tearing up stuff. I'll come out there in a minute, okay? I'll be out there. But yeah, man, so let me go ahead and talk about this right now. Um, this whole coronavirus, this whole coronavirus is just a scare tactic. I'm serious, man. I understand I understand there's some people out there that don't believe, they you have you have individuals out there in this country that really are not capable of thinking for themselves. And it's not to tear anyone down because that's not my motive, but we have to be honest with ourselves. You have a lot of people in this country that don't know how to think for themselves anymore, because they've been educated and conditioned to think and operate in a certain way just just to exist, even though they know certain things just don't make sense. It just doesn't add up. And I'm the same way. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, there's nothing different that I'm doing than what I was doing a month ago, 3 months ago, or even 6 months ago. I still, wherever I go, I still wash my hands. You know, I still wash my hands. I'm very, very finicky about touching something that a plethora of other people have touched because I understand, there's some nasty people out there in the world. There's some people out there who will go into a public restroom, take a leak or take a dump, wipe their dirty ass, wipe their shitty ass, and get up off the toilet, put their clothes on, and walk right on out the door. Just bypassing the soap, the water, the hand sanitizer that's in that restroom. Heck, I've been to a couple of racetracks, BP gas stations, QT gas stations, and I'm sitting there, I'm looking, I'm just like, D, you just gonna walk out the door and not even wash your hands? So it's like I'm in there washing my hands, making sure I get up under my nails and everything, something that we've already been taught when we were kids. Some of us, some folks just were never taught that, and that's crying ass shame. But that's how I was raised. I was raised to keep your space clean. I was raised to, wipe things down. There's nothing wrong with wiping things down. I don't like being sick. I've had a common cold, and that common cold had me down for like over a week. Now, I didn't like that. I'm just that type of individual. If I know I have a cold, I don't want to be around anyone to spread that to them. So I usually I utilize the necessary precautions to protect myself and protect them as well. But this coronavirus is a ploy. It's a ploy, it's a sham, it's a lie. And I guarantee you that after this is over and done with, a lot of people are going to notice how as quickly as it came, it's going to disappear. It may come back, but then after a while, you will never hear about the coronavirus ever again. I just feel that way, you know. No different than the whole Ebola. You know how Ebola came in. You notice how influenza came in, and I was like, God damn it, influenza killed in the U.S. between 2018 and 2019 approximately 61,200 people in the U.S. In the U.S. But of course, we are being told by media outlets, news outlets, government officials. Now they've gotten a hold of these actors and actresses. You know, I just watched a video where Eldris Elba, he did a video clip about, well, you know, I tested positive for the coronavirus, you know, as if it was cancer in its third stage and it was spreading throughout his body. I was like, if it was that serious, the woman that he had with him, she wouldn't even be in the picture, because he'd be like, you know what? I don't want to expose you to this if it's really and truly that dangerous. Okay? Again, influenza was more dangerous than this fucking coronavirus. Coronavirus is nothing more than attacking the lungs and the bronchial tubes, really no different than the flu. But of course, you know, so many people put their trust and faith in the media, in the government. It's always in what someone else is saying, but never think about, hey, well, you know what? I'm going to pick up a book. I'm going to read. I'm going to research. And I'm going to find out, hey, what can I do? You know, like, what can I do to protect myself and to protect my family? Like, what can I do? You know what I'm saying? And the funny part about it is, it's nothing wrong with being your own doctor, because no one knows your body better than you. Now, I mean, yeah, you have doctors out here. Honestly, this is one of these situations where I wish that Dr. Sebi was still alive and well. But we already know what they did to Dr. Sebi. They got rid of him because he was naturally healing people. The same thing that we can do for ourselves. But we are a nation that is very, very complacent. You know, we are complacent. We tend to lean on this government corporation as if they have our best interests at hand. And history has proven that theory to be misleading and incorrect. So at what point are the people of this magnificent free country going to start thinking for themselves? I mean, when? Are you actually going to start thinking for yourself? You're going to start reading for yourself, coming up with methods and ideas of protecting yourself during this time? I don't mean running out buying a whole plethora of toilet paper. Like, what the fuck that's supposed to do for your what's that supposed to do for your immune system? Nothing. Y'all just stocked up and made a company a whole lot of goddamn money. Now you stuck with a plethora of stock of toilet paper, hand sanitizer for like what, the next 6 months to a year. I mean, it's stupid. I was like, hell, I came across a story where in, oh, snap. Sorry about that. I came across a story in Tennessee where a guy bought like 17,000 hand sanitizers, spray. He just bought so much of it, got on Amazon, and was selling the hand sanitizer for like $70 each. Well, it wasn't us. You know, here, it's a Neanderthal. And then when Amazon got wind of it, they took it down. So this individual, this asshole, is basically stuck with a whole bunch of hand sanitizers. When he was interviewed, they asked him, don't you feel sorry or whatnot? He was like, not really. Because he didn't come out with a direct answer. He just kind of looked around, was just like, Again, this is the this is the nation that we're living in. These are individuals that we are dealing with. People that always trying to monetize, trying to monetize off of individuals' pain and suffering. Like, that's a real bitch move. That's, to me, that's a real bitch move. Any man or woman that tries to capitalize off the pain and suffering of people, to me, is a goddamn cop-out. You pathetic. To me, you're just scum. You're just like dog shit on the bottom of a person's shoe. But am I concerned? No, I'm not concerned. I'm not worried. I carry on with my day-to-day duties, doing the same thing that I was doing before. I'm not out here buying all this toilet paper and whatnot. I'm not doing that, man. What for? When you know how your body operates, you know what you're putting into your body. It's not processed. It's not genetically modified. You're eating fruits and vegetables, and you are taking the necessary precautions, as always, to protect yourself. It's like I found this quite amazing that this just started unraveling so rapidly when it's coming into the springtime. Now everyone's around here sniffling and sneezing, and then we all doing this. That Nick was over here coughing, right? Yeah, I think that fool got that Rona. Yeah, I think that fool got the Rona. Like, for real. Like, this shit isn't even necessary, man. It's just some ignorant people out there in the world who are continuously spreading an ignorant message that, oh, you have to isolate yourself. You don't have to isolate yourself from people. You protect yourself. And when you protect yourself, when you create a barrier of protection around yourself, guess what happens? You can't get infected. You can't get infected unless someone just has the virus in a syringe and just walks up on you and they stick you with it. But I mean, to just absorb it, nah. If you're doing the right thing for your body, it's not going to happen. So, in closing, just protect yourself. Protect yourself. It is not the end of the world. Because if it was the end of the world, none of us would see it coming. It'll just be like, boom, and that's it. No preparation. You won't have time to prepare. You won't have time to prepare. You won't have time to go pick up your kids. You won't have time to get on a flight and go travel across the country to be closer to your family. You won't even have the time to even position yourself to prepare for it. If the end of the world is going to happen, it's going to happen. You're never going to see it coming. Not at all. But the sad part about this whole situation is they knew this shit was coming. They knew it. This government, corporation, they knew exactly what was about to happen. They knew it was coming. To find this information, what was that? What was that book by Gene Kuntz? Eyes Out of Darkness. If you get the right book, you'll see it. But I mean, it's like a prophecy. Like they already knew this existed. This wasn't anything new. Like I stated in another video, if you look at the Lysol cans that you had from last year, it had the coronavirus listed on the can. This is why people are running out here buying up all of the disinfectant wipes and the spray cans and whatnot, because it was already there. They knew about it. They knew it was coming. If China or Wuhan, where it was allegedly created, in a lab, if they already knew if it was being created then, they were aware of it. Once again, this is just a scare tactic. There's no reason to be scared. You do what you normally do when the flu season comes around. You do whatever it takes necessary to protect yourself and your family. Simple. You don't have to live in fear. Who says that you have to live in fear? Another man says you have to live in fear. Maybe he's fearful, but your fear and his fear don't have to be the same. We are fearless individuals. So protect yourself. Yeah. It's only a matter of time before we sit up there and we be like, oh, that didn't last long. And everything's carrying back to normal. Oh, before I go, I just want to give you a little bit of information. Just a little hint. Get you one. Just get you one. You might be wondering, what is that? Copper bracelet? Get you one. Better yet, before you get one, read how copper and the coronavirus operate. You're welcome. And talk with you soon.